Hello and welcome to Soul in Balance. And in this video, we will be going over the moon in partner's 6th house in SYNASTRY and what it means when this aspect comes up. Now, let's think about the 6th house and what area of life that is for the house person. Now, this is the area of life where we have super focus, like a laser pinpoint focus. It's also a house where we're super critical. It is the house of service and being of service. It's like work, day-to-day stuff, day-to-day routines. It represents health, especially natural health, because Virgo is ruled by the wheat maiden. And it also represents like the digestive system and, how it works, like how the digestive system, keeps the nutrients and lets go of toxins and waste. And, this is, the intestines. So it's very much a house of functioning and how we function in our day-to-day life. And it's really about accomplishing tasks and, getting the job done. And also represents like domestic animals as well, and cleaning and cleanliness. Now, if somebody's moon, someone's most emotional, sensitive point, goes into someone's 6th house, for some people, this can be quite overwhelming. We might not always get our emotional needs met, but for some others, this can be a really great placement to accomplish day-to-day tasks. Like if you're, highly Saturnian or really, have a lot of Virgo in your chart, this may really suit you. Like with me, with my partner, my moon is in his 6th house, but my IC is Virgo. So this is something that's very familiar to me. So this might be something, that's really workable for some people. And I find that when we have aspects like this is what kind of keeps people together, because they can accomplish so much together. They work together as a team to get things done around the house or accomplish their goals. So I think this can be really beautiful. It will really depend on what's going on with the rest of your synastry. Now, I do find with this aspect that both partners are really supportive of each other. Like, I have seen some videos that have said the house person does everything for the moon person, or the moon person does everything for the house person. But from my own personal experiences, I think both do. I think both really support each other in their work, with accomplishing tasks around the house, with their health, with their emotions. Like me personally, like I also do natural medicine. So, it's really easy for me to just want to help him all the time. And with this aspect, it's very much an aspect where there needs to be an equal give and take. If we think about the 6 of Pentacles in tarot, because Virgo is an earth sign, and 6, which is the 6th house, and it represents equal give and take, being of service. So it's really important that we kind of distinguish, an equal balance here, because this can very easily become unbalanced. You can overgive, and depending on, what kind of, because it's the moon as well, someone's moon, it can depend on your upbringing. Maybe you were brought up to be an overgiver, that you had to work to receive love. So it's very important that we really have a look at, the big picture here, and that's what Virgo's about. Virgo's really about dissecting things and, categorizing things and understanding things and eliminating the waste. So this is a really great aspect to understand, like your family patterning, especially if you're the moon person, your family patterning or trauma, or, what you need to work on, what you need to get rid of, what you need to keep. So, one of the major lessons here, I think, especially for the moon person, is to make sure that everything's an equal give and take, that you're giving equally and the house person's giving equally. It's not just one person taking on the workload, which is really common because it is the house of service. It's just, the house of just endless giving, because that's what you feel inspired and drawn to do, because it's the house of service. It's what we give to the world. So I've also seen with this aspect, a couple that, you know, wants to get a pet together, you know, that just wants to have this like family, you know, and like be a mum and a dad and have a pet. So we might also see this as well. Another thing is, you know, anyone, I feel like when we have, you know, moon in partners 6th house, it's really great for just getting things done together, you know, doing the gardening, doing things around the house, fixing things around the house. It is really, really great. And if you're somebody that's very, you know, action orientated, that, you know, likes to have to-do lists and working together as a team and having that feeling of accomplishing things together, this can be, you know, a really, really great aspect to have. But it's not, you know, like super lovey-dovey and, you know, emotional. It's not like, say, moon in partner's 4th house, which is very much more like an emotional cocoon. This is much more about like functioning. And I do believe, because it's the 6th house, it does bring up health issues, you know, especially because Virgo is the ruler of Mercury is the ruler of Virgo. So it really does, you know, even bring up mental health issues, you know, all kinds of health issues, which then get worked out as a team, you know, then get worked out together. And I just think it's really beautiful. I just think it's a really great placement to have. And I do find both don't like to upset each other. I think sometimes the house person can be a little bit detached because they like to look at things logically. It is the house of work and categorizing and service and being critical. But I do think neither like to see each other upset. Like they both, like if somebody's crying, like, you know, let's sort it out, you know? So yeah, I just think both really support each other when it comes to being, you know, upset and things like that. Now, I also feel like, yeah, they really support each other in their work. I feel like the moon person is really like a super fan of whatever the house person is doing for their work. Like they're their biggest fan, that's their biggest groupie. And I also kind of feel like the house person really supports the moon person's creativity and what independent endeavors the moon person is going through, like, you know, is trying to create. So I don't know, I just feel like this placement's really good. I think some of the main issues is really just, you know, making sure there's an equal balance with give and take, not being too critical of each other, especially more the house person, because it is their 6th house. It's their job to, you know, spot something that isn't right, you know. And I think sometimes, you know, the house person might need to give the moon person a bit of a break. But all in all, I think this is a really great aspect. If we think about it, if our day-to-day life's going great, our life is great. You know, when day-to-day life is a struggle, our life is a struggle. So this can be a really great aspect. And, you know, there are a lot of astrologers out there that say that this is quite difficult, and, you know, there are reasons for that. But if this is a really great aspect for you, that's all that matters. Your opinion is what matters. You know, we are living in a world of law of attraction. So whatever we believe is what we're going to see. So, and don't get me wrong, I do believe that, you know, it can be quite difficult for, say, the moon person, say if the moon person is quite emotional, and depending on that house placement of the moon, maybe that the house person's moon is in the 8th house or in the 4th house. So there might be issues where they're not feeling emotionally supported, or there may be issues of overgiving, but all these things I do feel like are workable with the 6th house. The 6th house is very much a place where things are workable. So yeah, it really comes down to you and your situations. But I really hope this was helpful, guys. And I will see you next video. Bye.